Welcome to the podcast Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook, where we will discuss the latest and most relevant business strategies to help you do one thing extremely well: sell more homes. We'll discuss everything from business planning to lead generation and conversion to past client customer service and everything in between. Join us for authentic conversations and nuts and bolts takeaways you can implement into your business today. And now, Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our podcast. This is Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook, and as always, we have Kelly Cook here with us today. Kelly, how you doing?
Hey, happy post-Thanksgiving, Elizabeth. Hope you guys had a
Yes.
great weekend. It was awesome.
Yes, I ate entirely too much, as you do, as one should do on Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. And maybe drink not always alcoholic beverages, right? But drink, too much, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Water, Gatorade, juices, and of course a couple of adult beverages might have appeared there on the table. But
Oh, yeah.
man, I need to go run. Like right now, just thinking about it makes me want to go run or something.
Right? And we got Christmas around the corner, so that all is gonna happen again.
Yes. Can't wait.
Perfect. Well, today we are kind of talking about a trend that we've kind of been hearing about in the real estate space. And I think that this has been going on for a few years, but really the hiring of overseas staff for different
Mhm.
positions. Calling assistants, I know, has kind of been, that was probably the first one that the real estate industry started delving into, hiring some calling assistants from overseas, primarily like the Philippines, probably, areas around there. But,
Mhm.
as America kind of changes its landscape a little bit, and where the cost of living is going up, it's getting harder to pay people at a livable wage for what a company can afford. You got to start looking at other avenues, right? So we're kind of seeing more and more tasks and positions be sent overseas in the real estate space, especially. So we kind of wanted to dive into that a little bit. I wonder if you guys are doing that, or if you're seeing that. And Kelly has some personal experience that we can kind of talk through about as well, if you're looking into it. So Kelly, let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's do. It's a good topic of conversation, and one is very applicable because I think I'm hearing a lot about that too, right? As well as you are in the marketplace. So the question is that the right choice for you in your business, right? As a real estate agent, is that the right choice to potentially hire someone who's overseas virtual? And there's different ways to go about doing it, right? There are companies out there that will literally just help you find applicants, and then you do all the work, right? You hire them, you train them, etc., and then you pay them directly. Everything is direct. You are their direct report, right? Okay, so a little more work done on your part to do that, but obviously you are paying them the wage directly, and there's no fluff on top of that, right? Now, the other companies like My Outdesk, where they will manage the entire process of the virtual assistant, and you're going to pay. Now, get ready for this. This is what's interesting. I had personal experience doing this, Elizabeth. You're going to pay about double what the actual worker in the Philippines or whatnot is being paid. So if you're paying them $4 an hour, you might be paying My Outdesk $8.50, right, or 8 to 9, whatever, somewhere in there, and they're charging that because they're paying obviously non-Filipinos, right, typically, or they might be actually using some Filipinos for managers too as well. That's very, very real. But they're taking that money as profit to the company, right? But you in theory, when you have a problem, you just call them and they're supposed to fix it. So
Saving your time on training. And
that's right. And now, but then you may not like their training, right? You may want to do your own type of training. So there's all kinds of different options there for you to go direct or to go through a third-party outsourced company. Neither one is wrong or right. The third option is the freelancers, right? The people that you can pick up that are typically, not always, but typically overseas through Upwork or Fiverr, right? Where you need one job done. I need this graphic design logo or whatever it is, right? And so I'm going to go on there, find somebody to do it for a job. They bid their price, right? Hey, I'll create a WordPress website for you for $250. Then the guy down the street, not really, maybe in the country over, right, in India or whatever, he might design
down the street. The world's getting real small, guys.
Yeah, it's not that small. Sorry. But with the internet, hey, you can just send an email and it's like they're down the street, right?
Mhm.
So then you might want that guy might want to do a WordPress site or offer doing a WordPress site for $200, right? And so everyone's kind of bidding for what they'll do, and services are not always exactly the same, nor is the talent level, right? You have to go off reviews and ratings and that kind of stuff. So it's all kinds of ways to get help. So here's the main message I want to get to everybody listening to this podcast, Elizabeth, is this. If you feel like you don't have enough time and you can't afford someone to help you on something, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. Utilize option 3. Go to Upwork, go to Fiverr, find someone to do that one thing, that one project you need to get done. I'm telling you guys, there are people out in this world who are very good at doing that one project you may not be very good at or don't want to do, who love doing it as well. Find them, utilize their talents, and get it done. Okay. So let's talk about the option 1 and 2, right? Go to direct or go to third party outsource company. Again, no wrong way to do it. I have found personally for us, we like the going direct route. So now I started way back in the day doing the direct route, trying to find virtual assistants through where else? Craigslist, right? I mean, where else does one go to find some odd thing? Right? Which is, it's kind of odd, right? Not everyone does this. And that was interesting. But by the way, there is a Craigslist page that's .ph or whatever, right? Or in the Philippines, and you can figure that out, right? And you can go there. But good luck, because there's some weird, I just didn't have good success, primarily because I think there's weird technology or rules there, and I was being blocked, by Craigslist with what I was trying to do, which was simply just trying to get resumes, right? That kind of thing. So it was I didn't have a lot of success. So then I found this company called Online Jobs, okay, .ph, onlinejobs.ph. So the guy who runs this is actually American based, go figure, and he has just this whole network set up for virtual assistants in the Philippines primarily. And we've had a lot of success. And you offer the job rate you want to pay. You offer what you need in terms of the job description. So you need to have that figured out, right? That's important. You don't want to hire anybody, I don't care how much they cost, and not have them know what to do, right? That's a no-no. So have that figured out, and then people start replying, right? Then you can go through it just like you would on Indeed or ZipRecruiter for jobs right here in the States, and it's no different, which is awesome, right? And they all understand English, they speak English, and some people have bigger, thicker accents than others, right? So you got to be careful on that if it's like a caller position as opposed to maybe an administrative assistant position, that kind of thing. So you have to just work through that, but it's a great resource, guys. So check that out, use it. I get nothing for it, but I'm just putting it out there because we've had some good success doing it. The other option 2, that third party company, there are My Outdesk is a big one, right? The other big one is Cyberbackers. A lot of people had a lot of success with Cyberbackers recently. So I would stick with those 2 for right now. I mean, there's other ones, if you Google, there's other ones, Zirtual and virtualcoworker.com, and these other ones too as well. There's plenty of people have gotten a space, right? In terms of American-based business trying to outsource overseas people to business owners like you and me. So if you Google, you'll find plenty there. But I'm telling you right now, those are 2 I'd start with if you want to go third party, right? My Outdesk or Cyberbackers. So check that out. Now, the other question is, what's the going rate over there? Maybe you don't know. And I'm telling you right now, the going rate, it varies, just like anywhere else, but it's going to be anywhere from as low as potentially $3 an hour up to in the ballpark of $7 to $8 an hour. Now, there's people who are worth more than that, right? Based on what the job that they're going to do for you. But man, $8 an hour compared to, 25 an hour is that's a big savings, right?
And I do want to add too, because I know that when I first heard about this, I was like, oh my gosh, that's like thinking back about, you got Chinese workers getting paid pennies to make shoes or something like that, right. So it has that like negative connotation, but the Philippine peso, I think, is their currency there. And it's worth a lot, or American dollars are worth a lot more in the Filipino pesos. Right. So it feels like $3 an hour. Like that might feel morally wrong, like at first just hearing that, but it's not $3 to them. It's more like somewhere in the ballpark of 12 or 15, or I don't know the exact. Even more. Yeah. I actually don't know the exact, maybe like 20.
Yeah. That's all day long going rate.
Yeah. So it's actually like a good living. And if you can, and a lot of them over there are doing a lot of these like freelance positions, like on Upwork and things like that. So if you can offer them like a stable work from home position at even, $3, $4, $5 an hour, that's a like desirable position with good pay. Hopefully you can give them some benefits that you would that's up to you, but like PTO or things like that, those are all things that you can offer as well. Just because especially there are a lot of people going over there. They're going to, hiring over there. These people are going to have some different companies to choose from. So those are all things that you can do as
Yes.
well. But having kind of a stable position like that is really attractive to people over there who are used to doing kind of that freelance stuff like on Upwork.
That's right. And you want to include them as you would any other person physically in your office in terms of a staff, right? You want to include them in all that same stuff as if and treat them equally the exact same way you would. And that's a mistake a lot of people make, right? Oh, I got some virtual person. There's like a robot over there in the Philippines or whatever, right? So I'm just gonna not ever talk to them and just get an email here and there and that kind of stuff. No, 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 right? If we include ours in all of our meetings, and staff meetings and things of that nature, as she is part of the team. So that really helps build the culture, because like you said, if they're talented over there, yeah, you got to keep competitive with pay, but just like here, they'll go somewhere else where maybe they're treated a little better, because they're not treated like just some person that's hanging out on the side of the room right there, right? As opposed to them being part of an integral part of your staff, because they are, right? So that's very important. So don't make that mistake, guys. And again, the other big mistake is, like anyone else, make sure you have a job description and a 30, 60, 90, what they're going to do when they first start. And it's very clear, and they're trained well. So again, with training, you want to have videos, right? I was told a long time ago, if you do anything more than once, videotape it, right?
Yes.
You can get them videos and they can watch those. They'll learn. These people are not dumb. They're just as smart as any person over here in the States, right? When it comes to, the job that needs to be done, they just may have a steeper learning curve because, the culture and the language and that kind of stuff, right? So, and by the way, it's not just Philippines. The other hotbeds around the world for this is, India, Jamaica, Mexico, Costa Rica, right? Places like that. So, they're all over the place, and it's becoming like I said, a trend. So I'm glad we had a chance to talk today. We would love to help anyone out that has any more questions about this. Because there's other things that we just don't have time to talk about. But like how do you pay them, right? Like literally, how do you pay them, right? And should you bonus them? And that's all things that you have to work out with yourself. But the reality is you want to treat them, the exact same way.
Yep.
And here's the thing too, guys. Let's be clear. There are things that they just can't do right that well, right? Not because they're not smart or whatever. It's because it's just with the sometimes bad internet. Sometimes just the language accent, the lack of understanding the local area, right? The towns, the zip codes, that kind of stuff. There's some things going to be a challenge for them. But the vast majority, not the vast majority, but the majority of things that we need done with a real estate transaction on a day-to-day basis, they can do. There's so much little things that we all know go into a transaction, right? Paperwork and uploading documents and things of that nature that they can do all day long. So, assuming you get the right person, of course, right? And the cool thing too is you can start someone off part-time. If you're like, well, even then it's still a jump for me financially, so I don't know if I can do that. Well, start them off part-time, work them 4 hours a day, right? 20 hours a week instead of 40, and just see if it can go from there. So that's an option too.
Absolutely. But yeah, that's just something we wanted to talk about because like I've said, I think that we're starting to see a trend more and more toward just especially beyond the calling assistants, right? Or kind of where we've placed like, oh, I can hire a virtual assistant to do this. There's so many other things. And I think that people are really starting to gravitate toward that. So if you have any questions on this, you can always contact Kelly. Kelly, where can they reach you?
Yeah, my cell, you can call or text at 480-227-2028 or email at info@kellycookhomes.com.
And if, after you hire your virtual assistant and you've kind of got, some of your transaction stuff done, some of your calling done, whatever it is, now you are ready to focus on building out your team, go to buildyourrealestateteam.com and Kelly will show you the modules for how to do that as well. I don't think the hiring a virtual assistant was in there, but that should be done first. I think that's a first
Yeah, I
step.
have to go back. Maybe I'll modify that. Or maybe it's in there. I just forgot. I don't know, but
I know that the first step is hiring your like admin staff, right?
bingo.
So that's where you can kind of include the virtual assistants in that staffing as well. So
yeah, and there's a lot more details in there too. Absolutely. Definitely.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, you guys, we will see you next week with a brand new topic, and let us know if there's anything that you want us to talk about, any trends that you're seeing that you'd like Kelly's take on.
Yeah, absolutely. We love that.
All right. See you guys. See you, Kelly.
See you guys. Take care.
Welcome to the podcast Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook, where we will discuss the latest and most relevant business strategies to help you do one thing extremely well: sell more homes. We'll discuss everything from business planning to lead generation and conversion to past client customer service and everything in between. Join us for authentic conversations and nuts and bolts takeaways you can implement into your business today. And now, Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook.